Good evening, good evening, folks. Welcome to Unapologetic Tea Time with your host, PG. That's me. Good evening, everyone. Well, we are at the close of week one, shall we say, of most of us trying to take heed and do what we are being asked to do, and that is social distancing. And in other places around the United States, some folks, unfortunately, if you have been looking at the news or reading perhaps your daily newspaper online or listening to the radio, you will know that a lot of folks have been going about their merry old way as though nothing at all is of importance but themselves, and of course, continuing to spread the deadly coronavirus. Um, I don't know how many of you have seen the little millennials, the young folks out there having themselves a hullabaloo good time at the beach in Florida and in other places, as though it was just an ordinary March spring day. With that being said, I'm going to ask that each and every one of you that may tune in now or perhaps will tune in at a later time to please share this vlog, share this podcast with some of you, your younger relatives, family members, co-workers, and friends, so that they may be able to get the gist of what the hell is really going on. It's gonna fucking kill you if you keep running your asses out there and not social distancing yourself from other folks. You don't know, we don't know who the carriers are. It's almost like a silent walking killer. We don't know until it's almost too little, too late, 2 weeks, 10 days, 7 days later, or what have you. Sometimes it's as much as 15 days before the first symptoms occur. And once that happens, guys and girls, ladies and gents, it's almost too little, too late. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you, I'm going to charge each and every one of you to do the right thing and talk to your young people that you may know in your area, your town, your family, uh, across the street, wherever. Talk to them. Try to get them to listen to reason, because when you're young, and I once was, and so is everybody else that's listening on here tonight and who will be listening in the future, you thought once too that you were invincible, but we're not. We can die just like anybody else when you're young and dumb. Um, I don't remember myself being as self-centered and as disobedient as far as what the news media and what the state governments and local governments were asking me to do. I don't remember doing that. Hey, Aaron, and hey, Miss Monique. Hope you all are doing good this evening. I'm not going to be very long, as I always say, but sometimes, I have the gift of gab, and I'm trying to get it out here to the masses. Unfortunately, I have a small YouTube channel right now. I'm hoping that one day it will be of a significant size, but that's all right. I really appreciate all of you who tune in to me and who does share my tips and information, because I feel that I have some knowledge and I love to do research, and I can share. And what greater time as we're in right now is to be able to share good, truthful, factual knowledge with others who may or may not have the necessary tools and know-how that I do. So I'm trying to help in any way that I can. And I'm asking each and every one of you who tune in to me to share my blog, share my vlog, and the podcast so that we can get things out to as many people as we can. Moving along, I'm saying that young folks have to take heed. We have to charge ourselves with at least trying to assist in giving them the vital information that they need, because evidently, from what I've seen, where people still have gone to spring break and the beaches were still open and they were out there surfing and having a good time, evidently they didn't get the word. And it's up to us to help save each other. So I'm hoping that they get the word, or we can get the word out to them and to other folks as well. There are some older folks that are ripping and running and doing the most, that think for some reason that it's a-okay to stand next to each other and be all hugged up, or going into these bar rooms and having a good time. Do what you will, and I say do what you must. Um, Thank you, Aaron. Thanks a lot. But just know that you can be a carrier of this deadly virus, y'all, and not know it. You can also be what's called a super carrier, who will most likely not even be infected as far as sick wise, or come down with any symptoms, but yet you are highly contagious. So, what that means is, if you are a super carrier or a carrier of the virus in itself and has contracted it, you are very contagious. Walking around and touching surfaces or what have you, touching your face, putting your hands on doorknobs, pressing elevator buttons, leaning on counters, and what have you. These This virus, it was put out by the New England Journal of Medicine. I read one of the articles that they had written just Monday, was that they found that it can live on hard surfaces up to 3+ days. And that's a lot, y'all. 3+ days is an awful lot, an awful long time to be um living on a hard surface. They said that not so much as cardboard and paper, I guess, because of its composition, but on other hard surfaces like metals and doorknobs and what have you. It also stated that for some reason, I guess the metal in the copper, or copper itself, it doesn't live as long on those types of surfaces. So this virus is something that is a force to be reckoned with. It's killing people and it's fast spreading. I hope that everyone who is listening and who will be tuning in at a later time and a later date has some of the necessary items that we need in order to keep ourselves safe, wipe our countertops and what have you down. If you have to go to the store, to the drugstore, to the Kroger's, or wherever you do your shopping to get a few things, please, make sure, y'all, that you're covering your faces as best you can. We want to protect our mucous membranes. We want to protect our mucous membranes. And how do we go about doing that? We wrap ourselves. We can grab a scarf. Ladies, you have scarves that we often use perhaps during the winter months. Guys, you may have even if you had a do-rag, you could take that and use that and fold it and wrap it around and tie it around, your mouth and your nose. We want to protect our mucous membranes, because that's where these particulates that are in the air. And now I just read, I guess this was about 4:30, 5 o'clock this evening, from Dr. Fauci, that the particulates can actually stay airborne and stay up in the air for some hours. And that is just unfucking believable to me. So what we want to do is be very cautious and protective of our mucous membranes. And like I said, how do we go about that? Is we want to protect the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, where these particulates can filter down and enter into those areas. Wear a baseball cap. Guys and girls, ladies and gents, wear a baseball cap. I myself wear glasses. I often wear baseball caps not because, I mean, I got them now, but I like them. So with glasses and the baseball cap or the bib of the cap pulled farther down onto my glasses and resting there, my eyes are somewhat protected. Also because of the lens in my glasses. But I do put on a particle mask and I do wear gloves when entering into a store. I don't put that on until I leave out of the house, get in my truck or whatever, and drive to wherever it is I'm going. And then I sit there in my vehicle and put those items on me, on person. Then I get out, I walk into the store. I still grab a plastic bag, while I'm walking across the front of the store, a shopping bag, and I use that to reach items, to get items and put in my handheld little shopping. But I don't get a shopping cart any longer. I just use the little handheld, usually the little handheld cart that you could put on your arm or just carry in your hand. And I grab items and I put the items in there. A lot of times I will grab several bags and I will put each item or several items in one bag, plastic bag, and then I will put those bags on the counter when I get to the register. And then I have the cashier, please don't take them out of the bag, just scan them and put them back in those bags for me, please. And then I have her at that point, place them inside of another, grocery bag. And when I get home, I no longer put those bags on my countertops. What I do is I take each item out, using another set of gloves, because I discard the gloves and the particle mask right before I enter my truck. Sorry to say, I usually leave it, sitting right there. And I have a little baggie that I clip the little baggie underneath my windshield wipers. I grab that little baggie, I throw that shit in there, and I go run back right quick and I toss it in the nearest garbage can that I see. I don't enter my truck with it. But back to what I was saying. I no longer put these items on top of my countertops. I place the item that stays in those bags on the floor. Okay. And what I do is I go back and forth. When I enter into the entrance way of my home, I put those bags right there. I got a second mat that I purchased not too long ago, and it turned out to be really thinner than I wanted. So I'm using that mat now, and it's rubber, so I can easily hose it off by taking it back outside. But what I do is I place those bags on that mat. I walk in, I get another pair of gloves that I got sitting now right by my door. I only get one pair out, and I put a pair of one glove on my hand, or two, one on each hand. And what I do is I dig in my bag and I walk back and forth to the kitchen and I wipe down those items, and then I place them in my cabinets or in my refrigerator, or wherever those items that I purchased from the store is going to go, wherever I'm going to place them. Then I discard those bags, straight in the garbage. And that's what I've been doing. I no longer save those bags from the grocery or any of that. I discard those bags immediately. I still wipe down. I wash my hands upon entering the house, and I wash my hands as soon as I finish placing those items on the shelves or in my cabinets. I wash my hands again. We have to try to keep ourselves as safe as we can. Um, on my blog at www.unapologetic-time-with-pg.com, I do have a couple of new facts that I put out that the World Health um, Organization has put out on their website, and that is where I got them from. A lot of people seem to be under the impression that antibiotics kills the coronavirus. Antibiotics are not for viruses. You know, they kill excuse me, bacterial infections. That's what they kill, and that's what they how they work. So please don't be taking a bunch of antibiotics, y'all, and doing all of that, because that is not going to work. If you have a compromised immune system already, what you can do is maybe get some one a day vitamins that has vitamin C and vitamin D, definitely, and make sure you're taking that once a day so that you can increase some of the extra nutrients and vitamins that your body should, have anyway, but you're increasing that, and that also will help you maintain a better immune system than, I guess, not doing anything for it at all. With that being said, um, in the comments and what have you, you guys, please let me know how you're doing. I'm bored as hell. I have a lot of projects that I could be working on, but of course, um, this is the new way of life right now, and it's a little hard, I will admit, to adjust, or trying to just digest and adjust to this new way of having to live right now, and basically living in some type of fear, because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. We don't know what next week is even going to bring. And it's that fear of the unknown that makes any human, and we're all human, and it's just natural to feel, a little bit anxious, and a little anxiety may start to set in, or what have you. Myself, I'm already working with the PTSD and the depression and this, that, and the other, but I am going to say that I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty good with everything. I'm trying to stay focused. There are some times that I get a little weary, and I have to go for what I know, and I have to reach way down deep, and I have to get down to the nitty gritty with the Almighty God and ask Him to wrap His arms around me and keep me safe and give me the guidance and guide me in, what it is that I'm doing, and just keep me, And I pray that each and every one of you that is listening to me and that will be listening to me, that God wraps His arms around you and rocks you and makes everything okay. Y'all, I don't know how we're going to come out of this. I do know that the world that we once knew will be forever changed. We already have slid off into a recession. I don't care, y'all, what they're telling you. Perhaps that we are looming for a recession. No, we're in a recession, and if we don't watch, we will fucking go into a depression. And unfortunately, if we slip off into a depression, y'all, I'm just putting it out there, it's going to be worse than the Great Depression, because we have way more than we ever had during the time of the Great Depression. So there's so much more at stake and so much more to lose. I mean, it would be devastating. Also, I want to give a shout out to all of the first responders. If you have a family member or family members that might be a first responder on the front lines, police, firemen, nurses, doctors, attendants, whatever, hospital workers, from the intake person to the orderly to the whatever, phone them up. give them, you know, give them your best, pray for them, because they're on the front lines for us. They're basically like soldiers putting their lives on the line for us, the United States citizens and what have you, in these hospitals and in these facilities that constant care is needed. Just because this virus is going on, there's a bunch of sick people that don't have this virus, that are critically ill, that need our health care, and all who work in the healthcare field for it to stay intact and not, you know, fall apart. But we're on the cusp of a fucking disaster. Thanks to the president in stupid chief of the United States, for not following through when they should have, about 45 days ago or longer, when they were told that this was looming and was probably going to come across the seas and reach the United States. We are short on supplies, y'all. If you're sitting on anything in abundance, you know, if you could take a box of gloves to the back door of the ER or wherever, if you could take a box of gloves to, you know, your nearest pharmacies don't have gloves to even for their techs to even wait on customers with. We got a serious problem. You know, and these are just some things that I'm thinking about, that I know that collectively as a group and as a large amount of people, period, I mean, surely we can garner up a few things, you know, to donate for the responders and the people on the front lines, because we don't need our healthcare system folding and being overrun, but we are tipping across this iceberg, but it's chipping away as we, you know, unfortunately, it's sad as we roll across this iceberg, you know. We have a lot of things, y'all, for real at stake. And I'm just afraid that, you know, with all that's at stake and with all that's on the line, the national emergency supply that's supposed to be in place, they're not getting it out to one. It's not enough to go around, but what they do have still is not filtering out to the states and the cities that need it the most. It doesn't seem to be arriving. New York is right now what I would call an epicenter of the fucking coronavirus. New Orleans, you know, near and dear to my heart, born and raised in Louisiana, lived in New Orleans for many years, is rocking and rolling and reeling with the number of cases over, you know, over and over each day. A 24-hour period goes by and the cases are just, you know, steadily mounting up. The death toll is steadily rising. One here, one today, two tomorrow, the next day. It's just steady creeping up. We got such, hey Dennis, how are you? We got such a long way to go. This is not gonna end in a week, y'all. It ain't gonna end in 2 weeks. You know, I don't know when it's gonna end. I figure 18 months, 2 years. Hell, I mean, will we be locked down that long? Will we have to secure ourselves in our homes that long? I would hope not. But, you know, several months, I could see that being about right, you know, 2-3 months or so until we reach the peak of this. But we're trying to knock the peak of this virus down to like a little molehill, but that molehill is going to be it's going to be fucking great, and people are going to lose their lives. I mean, this is serious. So do what you can while you can, and with whatever it is, y'all, that you have to work with, please, you know, take it upon yourself to be safe. You know, if you're thinking that something ain't right, then think about it again and make certain, you know, that if you feel that you shouldn't do it, or you shouldn't go out, or you shouldn't touch it, or whatever, don't do it. You know, let your conscience be your guide. You know, let that first inkling, you know, guide you. If you have, like I said, y'all, elderly people, people who are somewhat, maybe they don't have as much as you or whatever, just a phone call, if you have their number or if you have their email address, that's better than nothing. Myself personally, I live alone. I have some friends. I don't have a whole lot of friends, but I have some. And what we've been trying to do is we've been trying to call, around to each other every day. If it's no more than 2 minutes on the phone, hey, what's going on? You're okay? How have you, gotten out a little fresh air? Have you taken a walk, today around your house even? That's better than nothing, and that's better than that phone not ringing y'all at all. Because it's hard when your phone doesn't ring. It's hard when your doorbell doesn't ring. It's hard when you're not seeing anybody around. It's hard when you can't go out to your favorite little places, and talk to the people or whatever stuff that you usually would be doing. It's hard. And we ain't seen nothing yet. When the dust really starts to settle by this time next week, or say 2-3 weeks from now, then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do a progress report, I guess I could say. Thank you, Dennis. I'm happy to see that y'all are here. I look forward to seeing people pop in and just comment or even not comment. That's fine. But it's hard, and it's going to be hard. So, I'm going to put it out there, reach out to me, even if it's just a couple of sentences or whatever, say, hey, or whatever. You get bored or whatever, say, hey, PG, what's going on? Anything, for us to keep our sanity, y'all, because definitely you cannot suffer from, I'm going to tell you, you cannot suffer from depression now. But I tell you, when this shit is over, whenever it ends, there's going to be a whole lot of people, y'all, that's going to have a problem with mental illness, that's going to have to readjust themselves. And will they be able to readjust? I don't know. Speaking from someone who has some experience in mental illness, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough on people who don't suffer from anything right now. So I'm begging and I'm pleading with people right now here on this live is make sure that you could try to keep your mental health state as intact as you can. I know that it's a lot to swallow right now, y'all. It's a lot. But keep yourself active. Start a hobby. Maybe get a couple packs of seeds and see if you can grow some lettuce and some stuff. Hey, if you can, that's less something that you would have to run out to a grocery store and try to purchase, or try to tip out there and put yourself, possibly being exposed to go get that head of lettuce or whatever. That's better than nothing. So, it's, if try knitting, try doing something, maybe canning, try, if you're not a cook and you didn't really like to cook before, hey, start maybe trying one new recipe a week or something. Try doing one pot meals and see what you come up with, or crock pot meals or something. We can all, learn something new while we have some downtime. If you have a family that's there with you, husband and wife, or children, or single parents with children, or whatever, get to know each other a little bit better. Have family game nights, play cards, play checkers, do something. We have to keep our mental health intact, and it's going to be very, very vital in order for you to do that, because it's going to help you in the long run. Sitting at home every day, day in and day out, as these days began to really pass us by, and we're not interacting with a lot of people and what have you, it can be very taxing, on the brain. It can be very taxing on your psyche. So that's why I'm saying, do whatever it is you can do. Phone somebody, text someone, do whatever it is that you can do to keep yourself as active, as mentally fit as you can. Moving right along, New Orleans announced that they were going to have everyone, stay home except for, of course, essential personnel. New York is doing the same thing. California, y'all, is doing the same thing. Chicago announced something. I think it was New Jersey. There were a number of states that were announcing some things later on today and this afternoon before I started writing my notes, and I didn't get to get everything because things was happening basically so fast and so furious until I was like, man, is I jot this down, I wrote this down, and it's like, damn, okay. And then I had to go back and I had to look at something else, and I'm like, oh hell, okay, this is just too much. But y'all, the news has been decent for the most part. Unfortunately, if you've been listening to the buffoon in chief of a president, unfortunately, they have not been telling the truth. So that's why I'm going to make sure that I continue to use my channel to put out the truth. There is no vaccine. Chloroquine or whatever it's called, for malaria, the FDA is not going to approve that right now. They have to go through trials. They can't just inject people with this crazy shit and expect that's going to work on everybody. It does have different side effects. They don't even know if that will even curtail the virus. I don't know where this man got this craziness from, but I'm so tired of this bitch getting on the fucking national TV and opening his mouth and spilling out a bunch of fucking lies, trash, and garbage. I can't hardly take it. But hey, with that being said, that's why there are other avenues that you can listen to, like myself and a lot of others. Who are out here trying to tell the truth so that people have good information. Because y'all, when you have good information and you can get good information, then you can make a wiser and a better decision as what it is that you need to be doing or what it is that you don't need to be doing. So with that being said, please find a reliable source of news and information that you can use, because not all of the craziness, even on the national fucking news with the president and fool of a chief, you can't even believe what they tell you, and it's sad. The next thing I want to talk about just briefly, and I'm gonna get off here in the next 5 minutes, y'all, because it's so tiring, and it's so tiring on the brain in order to be talking about something like this, because y'all, everybody has looked at these different movies, to be honest, and we've all seen Contagion, Apocalypse, the this, the that, and you get caught up in the movie for that moment, and then okay, once the movie's over and you might talk about it with friends or whomever, the next thing you know, you're talking about wow, I hope that never happens. Well, hell, some of these movies that I've recently seen in the 5-6 years and present, it looks like this shit is like in our face. It's come, I could take a little bit from each one of the movies, and I swear we're in those movies right now. It's unbelievable. Yeah, that man, I mean, circles, girl. I can't, Monique, I can't even say the bitch talking in circles, because the man, I mean, where does he get this information from? I mean, how does he even like just come up with it? He has advisors, but of course, I guess they don't advise him, or he doesn't listen to them. I know the Dr. Fauci, I'm looking for that man to take a nervous breakdown after a while. I mean, he's already frail. He already is old as fuck. I mean, how many times does this poor man, this little bitty man, have to come on TV and try to clean up the mess that the buffoon in chief done made? I mean, who does that? I mean, the man just keeps saying the same thing. I mean, he just does every day. He gives this press conference. Now you got somebody in Mike Pence's office done contracted the virus. I mean, first off, I look at them pretty much every day and I go, what the fuck is this? You telling people social distancing. You lead by example, bitch. You lead by example. You could sit in the Oval Office by your fucking self. You don't need nobody to hold your hand. Hold the goddamn press conference. Hold the briefing and have people, okay, invite them into the live, and they could be in their office or their house or wherever the fuck they at, and they could all participate, and it could all go out to the masses of people in the United States. They could still see the press conference. Why you have to have all these people on the stage and they are not even 6 feet apart? They all sandwiched up there together. You know, everybody breathing on everybody. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I mean, yeah, I'm like, these people are some brave, crazy motherfuckers, because I would never, ever get on a stage with all them. Oh, hell no. No, I would tell him, fuck you, and fuck you again, because I'm not getting on that motherfucking stage and stand next to your ass. I don't give a fuck. You okay? That's it. I'm not doing it. I'm like, these people are really, all them crazy to me. Something's wrong. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, the wrong ass face. I mean, his facial expressions like, I'm getting ready to tell y'all a lie again. I'm getting ready to lie again, y'all. Here you go. I mean, and now they want to throw money at this. Okay, just take some money, y'all. That's still not going to bring this economy back. The economy is in the toilet. Throwing some money, okay, and then however they done figured out they gonna divvy up some fucking, what the fuck? People in California, people in New York, what is $1,000 gonna get? What, that can't even pay their rent. Okay, you can't even pay your fucking rent with that. So I'm trying to figure out what are they gonna do? How is that gonna help? I'm trying to see. Okay, you want to do something? Give every motherfucking body a stipend every month until this shit is over for 18 months, 6 months, 12 months, 5 months, whatever the fuck. That's what you need. That's what they're going to have to. Because first off, you going to try to give people a few dollars, talking about that way you could put it back into the economy. You can't go nowhere and spend it. You can't even fucking find a loaf of bread here in Georgia. What are you talking about? So, okay, I take a chance and say, okay, well, they done gave me $1,000. What the fuck? That don't excite me at all. And then I go try to find a fucking loaf of bread, and I can't find a loaf of bread. So guess what? I could have $1,000. You done give me all you want to, but I still can't buy the shit if it ain't there. What I'm supposed to do? So that's not going to work either. The economy is definitely in the tank. And I want to let y'all know the last few things we're going to talk about is financial strategies and financial surviving. The economy is in the toilet. I hope that people are listening. And if you have a little something, a little nest egg, a little itty bitty one, I don't care how small it is, it's better than nothing. Because after this is over, the shit that we have been buying or was able to once buy, plain old stuff to sustain ourselves as far as food and regular things that people purchase to sustain themselves in regular daily living, you won't be able to afford it. So go ahead while the seeds are cheap and you can go to the Dollar Tree or somewhere and get 5 packs or 10 packs for $1. Go ahead on and buy you some and stick some in your freezer, because you can freeze seeds. Stick them in the freezer, whatever you need to do, and plant you a few. Get you some buckets or whatever you got around the house. It don't have to be fancy. Okay? And plant you a few little things, some tomatoes, maybe some lettuce or something, even some herbs that you like to cook with. That's better than having to go out and buy them, because it's going to be a time where you're not going to be able to afford to buy them. And if you already got them growing, hey, that's more the merrier. You go out on your little back porch, your front porch, your side yard, or whatever you got, or whatever, on your balcony, your terrace, wherever you got it. Clip that shit off, go back in the house and cook your food. Because we're going to need it, y'all. Start right now trying to ration a little bit, cooking those humongous meals You know, like I'm from the South. When we cook red beans, we got to have red beans. We got to have some sausage in the beans. Then we got to have a side meat and all of that. Maybe think about just putting the meat in the beans, not having that side meat. Just have your meat and your beans and give maybe 2 vegetables instead of that 1 vegetable that you would normally cook. Maybe cook 2. Okay? Start trying to cut it down a little bit so that in the event, as they start with this crazy rationing shit, we're able to do what we can do with a little bit less and still be okay. Oh yeah, he don't have to get on stage to look like a fool. Shit, that's a fool. That's the fool in chief. He don't even have to get on no stage, girl. They could just show a picture and he look like goddamn Bozo the clown. But yeah, y'all, try even if they send you a little something, put that up, put it up, y'all. If they send you and you know, if your bills are paid or you know you got a little something and you're able to pay your bills, that's a little extra. Put that money up if you can. Okay, that's all I'm saying. This weekend I'm going to be working on putting a few things together for my blog. And some of that, hey Tim, how are you? Hope you're good, man. I'm going to be putting a few things together on my blog, and that's going to be for while we're at home, you could take a few surveys, make a few dollars. You know, when you go to the store, I hope y'all are using Ibotta, the Ibotta app, the Fetch app, and all of that. When you go to the stores, you're not going to be going very often, of course, but when you do go, that's a few extra dollars here and there that you could be saving, and that's going to add up. Please try, y'all, and save whatever it is and whenever you can, because we're in the fight of our lives, y'all. I never ever dreamed at 55 years old, I never dreamed that I would live to see some shit like this. And this some shit right here. I ain't lying. This just, it's too much. This is some shit like you sit back and you know, famine, fucking the plague, the financial the financial part of the US done crashed. It's in the toilet. I mean, it's just too much. Too much. Unreal. Then we got unemployment. Unemployment, they talking about, they done lied again today. Unemployment always said this, and they're asking the states to hold off on the numbers before they report the unemployment numbers. Why hold off? You motherfuckers already know it's through the roof. I'm holding up. I'm holding on, Tim. I'm holding on. Like the old lady said, I'm yet holding on. I'm yet holding on. That's where I am. I'm yet holding on. But I have to come and I have to try to give some information when I get it. I got to put it out to the masses and for the people to share whatever. I feel that in my heart, I feel that God has charged me and has given me the job to do. I know what my passion is, and I now know what it is I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be giving out information and helping others get through whatever it is that I can help them get through. And that's what I'm trying to do. You know, but yeah, as far as the unemployment numbers, I mean, they say they're gonna put them out Monday. They don't even need to put them out because y'all, we already know that the unemployment numbers are through the roof. You know, I hope and pray that some of the people can survive on the unemployment that they're going to get. But, you know, unemployment doesn't pay a lot. You know, people going to have to try to figure it out. I hope that some people can move in with each other and everything and try to hunt it, Tim. You're still working, but with limited hours. Wow. Okay. University is shut completely down for 2 weeks. Well, Tim, I'm not even sure the university, baby, to be honest with you, is gonna open back up. Please try to stay safe, wrap yourself up as best you can. You want to protect your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. Cover those areas if you can. as best you can, because that's where your mucous membranes are, Tim. And this virus, that's how it gets in and how it attacks us, through our mucous membranes, through the respiratory system. I don't know. I just don't know, y'all. But I hope that people could maybe room together or do something, because it's gonna be tough. Unemployment, say for instance in New York, and unemployment in California, in the state of California, you can get unemployment all you want. You got people in California living on the streets, and working every single day. Some people working 2 jobs, and they still can't afford affordable housing or decent housing to house themselves. So, and then now we got this on top of our heads. I mean, it's just too fucking much. So make sure y'all try to get everything you need. There's still they had to run on the toilet paper, y'all. I don't know. I guess they thought the toilet paper was going to, I don't know what they thought. I don't know what people thought. But anyway, I'm glad that I've always been kind of a stalker, stock up on stuff when you can. And when I find it on sale, I kind of stock up. I'm glad I got me some toilet paper stocked. I got paper towels, and I got the basic necessities that I need for one person, actually for maybe probably about 2 or 3 people, just for myself. But I didn't have to go in and clear any shelves off these stores or what have you. I wasn't running through the stores looking for stuff. The only thing that I wish I would have gotten a little more of was some hand sanitizer, but I got 2 nice size bottles. I've got Dial bar soap, antibacterial soap. I've got plenty of 99% alcohol, 70% alcohol. I got peroxide and all that. So I've got Clorox. I've got gallons of that. I've got things that, to clean with. I've got antibacterial wipes. I've got Clorox wipes. I've got off-brand wipes. So I'm good. And I had this, all before. And then I just kind of topped off. I bought 1 more of this, maybe 2 more of these, and little knickknacks here and there. But I did not have to go out and run like I was crazy through these stores when everybody else was, because I pretty much keep my little stuff stocked, because I always put back for that rainy day, and you never know when a check is not going to come. The government, the Federal Reserve, we had a glitch in the system. We didn't deposit your checks or da-da-da. Okay. Well, still, I would always have a little food, and I would still have some stuff to maintain myself for at least a month or 2. So I'm good. The government, yeah, I don't know what kind of control this is. I don't think they sprayed it in the air. I'm gonna tell you, this is my conspiracy theory right here. I don't know. I'm not saying anybody is wrong, but I'm gonna give y'all this, and I'm gonna get up off here. But this is what I think, y'all. This is how I think the coronavirus got started. Okay, we got the buffoon in chief. We got Cheeto Man, the crazy motherfucker. Okay, Bozo the clown. Keep clowning with all of these foreign dictators and these foreign countries and their foreign prime ministers and what have you. The thing is, okay, well, that's good. You got bleach or alcohol. That's good, Dennis. That's still good. I think that Trump is partially to blame for this, in that he kept fucking with China and trying to impose all of those tariffs and what have you on China, as well as Korea and some other foreign countries. They got tired of that craziness. Then he likes to go and call people out their name and say all kind of stupid stuff to these people and do all kinds of things. And then will lie and say, no, I didn't do that. No, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. And then, so they got tired of that ass. So they were already cooking up some shit. Okay, I'm going to tell you, they were already cooking up some shit. Oh, Lord, you running out of toilet paper, Tim? Oh, Jesus. You want me to try to see you some? I'm going to tell you how you could get some, though, Tim, is you go early in the mornings when the store first opened. That way we done got their truck already, but you got to be camped out almost like an hour or two before they open to get in there and get out. And then also, Tim, right quick, is think about going to the smaller stores, like the Hispanic stores and stuff. They always have stuff, believe it or not, because they don't be panicking like we do, because they already live on the edge anyway. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. But go to some of the Hispanic stores. They got some shit. I'm telling you, they do. But y'all, back to this. I think that he pissed the people off. They already had been cooking up some shit in the laboratories. They already had been doing it. And what happened was somebody, because the virus wasn't finished yet. Okay, that's why it's mutating so and everything. I don't think it was finished because this is I guarantee it's man-made, but it wasn't finished for what they were planning to do with it. But somebody got upset and something happened. And I think either a petri dish spilled over or something. Next thing you know, boom, here we go. Somebody got it. And the doctor who discovered that it was out, next thing you know, he was told to be quiet. All right, over in China, in Wuhan, where it came from. Then they tried to lie, because China will lie and they'll put out a lot of propaganda. Then they said, no, it was out in the wet markets where they had the fish and all the fucking bats and the dogs and the wolves and the cats and everything running around there together. All right. Then they said it came from that. Then they said it came from a dog. Then they said it came from a bat. Then they said it came from this. No, it came out the lab. But the doctor who tipped their hand and said, y'all, it's out and we got a virus, they killed that man, because trust and believe, 6 weeks later, the man was dead. He supposedly contracted the virus. No, he didn't contract no fucking virus. They killed that man. And he was a young man, a young scientist. They killed him because they had to quieten him, because he probably would have defected to the United States or to another country and was probably going to tell it all. But they was going to make sure that he did not live to tell anything else. But had it not been for him, this would have just snuck up on everybody. They told the United States of this back in November. The United States knew of this. However, y'all also know that history repeats itself. Every historian, every political road scholar, and everything who has looked at, how things work and how things operate has known that we were destined for a pandemic. History will always repeat itself. Hundreds of years later, 50 years later, however many years, it will always fucking repeat itself. Land will go back to once whatever it once was eventually, if you leave it alone. If that land is swamp and you done build on it and whatever, and then you decide we're going to close this shopping center or this shopping mall or whatever that's set on that land, let it set. It will always go back to what it once was. And that's just the law. That's just the way it is. Okay? Now, why they let the virus get out? I think it got out by accident. They tried to keep it under wraps. The little scientist, the young man, he told. But before the Obama's administration and his final term in office was up, the incoming president was briefed on the national stockpile. They were briefed on, because every president has to go through this, but they also let them know that we were destined for a pandemic at somewhere during this decade. Did this motherfucker pay any attention? When they told him back in November, come back to him, knocked on his door again in January. that's just gonna just disappear. I'm not concerned with that right about now. And now look at us. We are going to be like, unfortunately, I really believe, and I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. I really believe though, we're gonna fucking end up like Italy, a fucking epicenter of this motherfucker. Kill up a bunch of people. Then after that happens, then let's shut down the country. Oh, too late. Oh wow. Tim, on that tissue, go ahead and go online to walmart.com, and what you want to do is go click on the tissues and see they're out of stock, and it's gonna say send me an email when it comes into stock. I did that on a couple of things and it worked flawlessly. Soon as that truck got there and it was in stock, boom, they sent out that text message or an email. Better still, let them send you a text message, Tim. And what'll happen then is you'll get the text message and you should be able to get there and get it. Yeah, Dennis. Yep. Yeah, he gonna make America great again. He gonna wipe this motherfucking country completely off the face of the earth. Seems like he made it great, all right. This man, I want to shout out um, Governor Cuomo for his humanitarian efforts of trying to safeguard his state of New York. Um, I mean, it has been unbelievable how he has poured out his heart, poured out his soul to his people in his state. He has been a calming figure like Obama was to his people. To believe it or not, the man, I know a lot of New Yorkers don't care for Cuomo, but during this time, in a crisis like this, we have to have leaders, and a leader will separate himself from all the rest, and he has done that. He is really leading by example. Trump is trying to tie his hands as best he can, but Cuomo is going to fight for New York, I guarantee you. De Blasio is going to fight for New York. They have differences of opinion, the mayor and the governor, and most mayors and governors do clash heads because both of them want to be in control, even though the governor will supersede some things, but the mayor does have some control on the local front. But they're fighting for New York. In Maryland, I forgot this guy's name. I think it's Hurd or Head or Hurd or whatever. He's fighting for his state. Here in the state of Georgia, I don't know what Kemp is doing. I can't hardly tell you. I don't know. And then we got the mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms. I don't know what she doing. I can't tell y'all what she doing. The woman down there in New Orleans, John Bel Edwards, the governor of Louisiana. I'm not quite sure. I think they're a little scared to act, but before they lose Louisiana, like it almost got lost in Katrina, I hope that they do something. They said they were gonna shut the city down. I hope they shut the motherfucker completely down. We got a whole lot of people here in Georgia, and they still haven't really heeded, the call to stay in your homes and social distance yourself and what have you. They still going to the bar rooms, y'all. I passed this bar, kind of a large bar, and going to the post office today, y'all, this evening, and the motherfucker had about 50 cars in the parking lot. I'm like, what? Y'all up in the bar room. Oh, okay. That's crazy. But they're going to have to eventually do something. But I say that to say this. Cuomo, he's definitely good, I think, for New York. Hey, Dallas. Yeah, he is a turd. But I think that they, these people are doing the best that they can. I just don't know. I just don't know, y'all. But Tim, reach out to me about the issue. Text me or whatever. I'm gonna see what I can do from my end. Um, you know, we all have to help each other. We all have to try to help each other make it through this, y'all, because you can't rely on the government to have your best interests. We just can't, y'all. That's already been proven. So I invite everybody to, check in often, and let's keep each other abreast as to what's going on. And if somebody needs something, let's all rally around and try to get that person, get them something that they need or what they need to them, if you can spare it or whatever, because it's going to take us to save us, y'all. We're not going to be able to rely on Washington D.C. We just not. That's just not going to be a option. That option is going to be quickly taken off the table. Tim, I know you're good for it, man. We're not talking money right now, okay? So reach out to me in a text or whatever, or email, and we got to do what we can do to get you, what you need. It is what it is. But yeah, it's a mess, y'all. It's a mess. Yeah, it ain't nothing around here. Not really. I mean, and when you find, when there is some, then it's just like whoop, it's gone. Poof, it's gone. You buy it or people buy it, they run in. But now what they're doing here is they're limiting quantities. And I knew that was going to happen. I was like, no, y'all, don't buy it all up. You know what I'm saying? Like myself, there's one ass to wipe, okay? Yeah, it's large, but it don't take that damn many pieces of toilet paper. I mean, why would I go out and buy 10 cases of toilet paper? Okay, no. But I knew, I'm like, why y'all hoarding all that? I said, next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna limit you, and then you're gonna really be mad because then you ain't gonna be able to purchase as much as you want. I mean, just don't go overboard. But people just went fucking overboard. They just went ballistic, and that's how we got into the situation that we're in right now. Can't find toilet paper. I mean, who does that? Yeah, I know. I could believe it, Tim. Not even a single roll. I can understand that. That's crazy as hell. But yeah, but y'all, I'm gonna get up off here. The hour is 12:45 Eastern Standard Time on a Saturday morning. I want y'all all to be safe. Think about some of the things that we talked about, y'all. Definitely, definitely. We're gonna have to save each other and help save each other and continue to do that and continue to reach out to each other and make sure that we're all doing good, because these are some troubling times that we're in, and we can get through it together. We can get through it together, but it's not going to be easy, y'all. It's just not. Yeah, some people's buying all the toilet paper and selling it. And I mean, okay, here's the thing. I sell stuff on eBay, have been selling on eBay for 21 years this year. Come June, be my 21st year. The thing of that part is I don't do stuff like that for the simple reason. What are you gonna do? We're in a crisis. I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. So why would I do it to somebody else? The other thing is, yeah, I might make that quick dollar, but how much am I gonna have to use of that quick dollar that I just fucking made and screwed people over and made them pay 25 times the amount of a fucking single roll of toilet paper, and I can't spend the money, or it's going to cost me dearly on another part or on something else? Doesn't make any sense, because karma will come back and slap you in the face quickly. Not everybody believes in karma, but it happens. Love you too, Tim. Love all of y'all. I'm gonna sign off on here. I wish you all a good evening. Stay positive, folks. Don't let this get you shaken. I mean, you can be shaken, but don't get stirred, because once you get shaken and stirred too, we got a problem. There's a problem. Okay. Try to remain steadfast, try to stay focused, and, do you. Stay safe. I'll talk to you guys later. Holla at me, Tim. Thanks, Miss Monique. Good night, y'all. Bye now.